Welcome to the SCARS Institute Audio Brief Podcast. Today's podcast is A New Threat, The Rise of Account Mules. This episode was written by Dr. Tim McGuinness, created by the certified professionals at the SCARS Institute. This podcast introduces important information to help you learn and better understand about scams and fraud, scammers, and cybercrimes. But even more, they are about helping scam survivors learn how to overcome the trauma they cause and how to embark on their journey of recovery. Our SCARS Institute podcast series helps victims and survivors better understand how these crimes happen to them and how to address the emotional and psychological challenges that result from their experience. We hope it helps you learn to recover and be safe online. Make sure that you subscribe to our channel to hear all of our podcasts and enlightening videos. And remember that we are here to help you to recover from these experiences.
In this episode of our podcast, we're exploring a growing global issue, a new kind of money mule called account mules. These are individuals who willingly sell their personal identification to criminals, often in exchange for quick cash. While it may seem like an easy way to make money, this practice is not only illegal, but also carries devastating consequences for those involved. Criminal organizations and gambling syndicates are increasingly exploiting this trend to bypass financial regulations, facilitate fraud, and even launder money. The consequences for participants range from ruined credit to criminal charges, and the long-term fallout can be life-altering. The lure of easy cash often blinds people to the reality of what they're getting into. But make no mistake, participating as an account mule is a crime. The problem is compounded by the manipulative recruitment tactics that these criminal organizations use, often targeting vulnerable individuals who are in financial distress or unaware of the risks. These account mules are at the center of a carefully orchestrated operation. Criminal syndicates use them to create unauthorized accounts to bypass restrictions or regulations. In some cases, professional gamblers who have been banned or restricted from betting seek alternative methods to continue their activities. They pay others for access to their identification documents, allowing them to open new bank and betting accounts under different names. These accounts are then used to distribute funds, mask activities, and evade detection. The process usually starts with recruitment. Criminals target individuals who are in financial distress, students struggling with tuition, young adults burdened by debt, or low-income workers trying to make ends meet. They frame the transaction as a harmless and temporary arrangement, promising that the individual's ID will only be used briefly. Once the documents are acquired, the criminals set up multiple accounts, which are then used for fraudulent purposes. Victims often find out too late that their identity has been exploited far beyond what they were led to believe. These syndicates have a variety of recruitment tactics, but they often start with identifying individuals who are most vulnerable. Financially struggling individuals are easy targets, as the promise of fast money can be hard to resist. Criminals may approach them directly or through online advertisements. Social media platforms, forums, and messaging apps like WhatsApp and Telegram are often used to post vague job opportunities or promises of side income. Recruiters may also work through word of mouth, leveraging trust within social networks to convince individuals to participate. Once they make contact, recruiters work to normalize the idea. They might suggest that everyone is doing it or that the risks are minimal. For example, they might tell a potential recruit, "We just need your ID for verification for a week, and then you'll get paid." It's perfectly legal. This framing creates a false sense of security, making the transaction seem harmless. In some cases, they even offer bonuses for providing multiple sets of documents, or turning participants into active recruiters themselves. While the upfront payment might seem appealing, the risks of selling your identity far outweigh the benefits. The most immediate danger is identity theft. Once criminals have your ID, they can use it to open credit cards, take out loans, or commit financial fraud in your name. Victims often don't discover the extent of the damage until months or even years later, when they receive collection notices, find their credit ruined, or face legal complications tied to fraudulent activity. Another major risk is legal consequences. Many jurisdictions do not differentiate between intentional and unintentional participation in these schemes. Once your identity is tied to fraudulent accounts, you may be held accountable for violating anti-fraud or anti-money laundering laws. This could result in fines, criminal charges, or even imprisonment. Defending yourself in court or clearing your name can be a long and expensive process. Finally, there's the issue of financial liability. Criminals often rack up significant debts through the accounts they create in your name. From unpaid taxes to overdrafts, these liabilities fall on you as the account holder. Financial institutions may hold you responsible, leading to wage garnishments, frozen accounts, or difficulty obtaining loans in the future. The emotional toll of realizing you've been exploited, combined with the financial and legal fallout, can make recovery incredibly challenging. Addressing the rise of account mules requires a coordinated effort that includes education, regulation, and community action. Raising awareness is critical. Parents especially should become aware of this and talk to teens and you adults about it. Many individuals do not fully understand the consequences of selling their identification, so public campaigns must highlight the risks of identity theft, legal repercussions, and financial burdens. Partnering with schools, community organizations, and financial institutions can help spread this message, particularly to vulnerable populations. Regulatory oversight also plays a crucial role. Financial institutions and online platforms need to implement stricter verification processes to prevent the misuse of personal information. This might include biometric authentication, video verification, or monitoring for unusual account activity. Governments should require businesses to report suspicious patterns, making it harder for syndicates to operate. Encouraging victims to report their involvement is equally important to reduce risk of prosecution. Many people feel too ashamed or afraid of legal consequences to come forward, which allows these operations to continue unchecked. Providing reporting channels and treating victims as witnesses rather than accomplices can help dismantle these networks while protecting those who have been exploited. Becoming an account mule might seem harmless at first, but the consequences are life-changing. If you know someone who might be tempted by these schemes, share this information with them. Help them understand the long-term damage they could face. And if you've already been involved, don't let fear keep you silent. Reporting these crimes not only helps to protect you, but also helps prevent others from falling into the same trap. This is a growing problem, but with awareness, regulation, and community action, we can work to combat the exploitation of account mules and protect individuals and communities from these devastating schemes.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. On behalf of the Whole Scars Institute team, we hope this has helped to provide a deeper understanding of this important topic. Remember to subscribe or follow us to stay informed of all our articles, publications, and videos as they are released. Please tell us what you think of our podcast by leaving us your comments. Your feedback is how we know if we are helping. Also, did you know that the Scars Institute publishes a whole series of self-help books? You can see them at shop.againstscams.org.
You can become a Scars Institute member today. For just $15, you can become a member of the Scars Institute and make a real difference. You can help to support our scam victim survivor support and recovery programs, and our new educational initiatives, as well as our efforts to support the transformation of law enforcement around the world. Just go to membership.againstscams.org and become a member of the Scars Institute today. You can make a difference.
If you have been victimized by a scam, the Scars Institute can help you. To begin, visit scamvictimsupport.org. If you are ready to join a Scars Institute support and recovery group, visit support.againstscams.org. To enroll in the Scars Institute Scam Survivors School's next class, Visit scarseducation.org. All Scars Institute Victim Survivors services are completely free. We understand what you have gone through, and we can help. Contact the Scars Institute today.